Welcome to the new UI widget tutorials. This tutorial is about list view, tile view and tree view settings. The interactable option determines if this list view accepts input. If disabled, the user cannot select or deselect items. If the disable scroll rect option is enabled, then scroll rect and scroll bars will be disabled together with list view. Use the canvas group component if you need to disable list view with nested widgets. If virtualization is enabled, then default item instances will be created only for the visible items. Otherwise, instances will be created for each item. List type determines the list view layout. List view with fixed size. Items displayed in one row or column. All items should have the same size. List view with variable size. Items can have a different width if the direction is horizontal, or height if the direction is vertical. List view ellipse. Items displayed in the circle or ellipse layout. Items rotation is optional. Tile view with fixed size. Items displayed in a grid. All items should have the same size. Tile view with variable size. Items displayed in a grid-like layout. Items can have a different width if the direction is horizontal, or height if the direction is vertical. Tile view staggered. Similar to the tile view with variable size, but items are added to the shortest row or column. If change layout type is enabled, then easy layout settings will be changed according to current list type. The stretch to max size option will stretch list view to fully display the largest item, and works only with list view with variable size. Mainly it is used by the combo box. The pre-calculate item sizes option is only for the variable size types. If enabled, item sizes will be calculated at the start and provide a precise scroll. The disabled option improves start performance. The sort option is available only for the list view icons. If enabled, items will be sorted by name. This option sets the data source comparison property. You can set this property from the code. The data source contains an items list. This option is not available if the item type is an interface or does not have a serializable attribute. If reversed order is enabled, first item will be displayed at the end of the list. The initial scroll position also will be at the end. Can be used for horizontal list in calculus with right to left writing directions. Selected index is an index of the selected item by default. If the multiple select is enabled, there can be selected more than one item. The range mode determines the selection mode when you use the combination of the Shift key and left mouse button to select multiple items. Items will be selected starting from the first or last item to the clicked item. Direction determines scroll direction and item order. The scroll rect used by list view required for the virtualization support. The container is used to contain the list of default item instances and should have layout group and content size filter components. The set content size filter changes content size filter settings according to the selected direction. The default item is the template used to create instances to display items. If the destroy default items cache option is enabled, then instances of the previous default items will be destroyed when default item or template selector are changed. The allow coloring option changes the colors of the highlighted and selected items if enabled. As an alternative, you can use state default, state highlighted, state selected, and state disable method of the default item to control the visual state. If the coloring striping option is enabled, you can specify different default background colors for the odd and even items. The disabled color is a multiplier for the specified colors if list view is not interactable. The fade duration option is the time for the smooth color change when the item state changes. The keep highlight option will keep the item highlighted until another object is selected. The only one highlighted option prevents two items being highlighted at the same time. It can happen because the first item can be highlighted via keyboard or gamepad. Another one can be highlighted by a mouse cursor over the item. The navigation option allows you to move between items and select items by keyboard or gamepad. The list you should have the selectable component for this option to work properly. The style table option should be enabled if list view is displayed as a table. The header is obsolete field and should be used only if legacy styles are enabled. The localization support option is available only for the list view icons. If enabled, item names will be translated with the localization getTranslation method if localization is used. Now the scroll related settings. If the center the item option is enabled, items will be positioned at the list view center if they are not enough to fill the list. The scroll will be infinity if the looped list enabled. The first item will be displayed right after the last. It is recommended to use it without scroll bars. If the scroll unscaled time option is enabled, then scroll animations will use unscaled time. The scroll movement is an animation curve used by scroll animations. The scroll inertia until item center is a custom scroll inertia that stops with an item at the center of the list. The scroll inertia is the animation curve used for the previous option. The end scroll delay is the time since the last scroll rect on value change event, used to write the on and scrolling event. It is better to use the utility scroll rect time to stop method instead. The after scroll area is the distance from the border to specify the area in which list view will be scrolled during the drag and drop. The auto scroll speed option is the scroll speed in points per second. The events contain the list of list view events. Instance events are the list of default item instances events. That's all. Thanks for watching.